Hello, primitive person. I see you are still living in the Stone Age. Let us bring you to civilization, where everything is better.
Well, I'm not sure. Things seem pretty good here to me. What is better about civilization?
What's better? Everything. In civilization, you don't have to hunt for your own food. You just go to the store and buy it with money.
That doesn't sound very fun. What's money?
Money. Well, it's money. It's what you give to people when you want things from them. It's pieces of metal or paper that have value in the market.
In civilization, we usually use money instead of trading things. That way no one has to bother with figuring out what's worth trading for what, and you'll always get exactly the amount you give. There are also taxes, so that part of what you spend goes to the government to make everyone's lives better. And well, it's just easier.
I don't know. That doesn't sound easier to me. In fact, it sounds like a lot of unnecessary crap, when I could just rely on my own hunting skills and the blessings of the forest. Besides, there is nothing I want that I can't find in the land where my people live.
Blessings of the forest. I'm not quite sure what you mean. In civilization, we cut down and regulate the forest as much as possible, so everyone can have their fair share and more habitation for humans can be made.
The forest is no place for people to live. It's full of wild beasts and disease and poisons and chaos.
But how can you live without forests? Without the support of trees, everything would die.
When we control the land, it can't hurt us. We plant only things which can be eaten by humans and animals which we keep to feed humans. We need grains to make our bread, so that we always have food, and grains don't grow in forests. So we can't have lots of trees around when we have thousands of people to feed on grains, now, can we? When we need wood to build things, we plant controlled groves of trees to be cut down at specific times or cut down more forests. It's quite simple.
So the food is all grown by you? And the animals are all fed by you? And there are thousands of you to feed? That sounds like a lot of work. In the forest, we don't need any of that. We offer and give thanks to the spirits, who in return gift us with animals to hunt and plants to gather where they are already living and growing with each other.
Nonsense. Nonsense. What happens when there are no animals to hunt?
Or no food plants to gather.
Or if the trees catch on fire.
Or when winter has frozen everything.
Or wild beasts attack.
You guys really need to get a life. How can you survive when you don't know how to do all those things? My people have lived here for a very long time. We have learned the cycles of the seasons and what to eat at different times of year. When the game is scarce, we make offerings to ask that they may come back. The shaman leaves his body to find where the game has gone, so our hunters can go and bring food back to the people. If the game has gone far enough, or if the land needs time to grow back, we leave to follow the game or find new land until it is good to come back.
Well,
My people adapt to the circumstances we find ourselves in. We go where the spirits tell us and take only as much as we can give back. We do not let our numbers grow beyond what is safe for the land where we live, and we change the land as little as possible while we are there.
Well, that doesn't sound very safe to me. How can you depend on such a way of life, when none of it is in your control?
We trust in the spirits and the land, and we do our part to support life where we live.
And what if these spirits decide to let you starve? What if the forest decides humans just aren't the best thing for it anymore?
All life fights to survive, as we do. If my people deserve to survive by virtue of our actions, we will. If we do not, we die, as it is for all things. If the land can no longer support us, of course we must find another place to live, or die trying.
No, no, no. You are all cowards if you will not take up the call to tame the wilderness, and you will indeed deserve what? You get.
I think it is you who are the cowards, with so much fear and cowering in the thought of living the uncertain life all other things do. What will you do when your crops no longer grow? Where will you go when the rivers flood and all your homes are washed away, along with all your money? What will you eat if all your crops are eaten by insects, or if all your animals die from the same disease? Where will the life of the earth to grow your food come from if you constantly take it from the soil without giving back? Where will you put the human waste from thousands of people so that it does not create and spread disease? How can you hope to understand the other beings we share our worlds with if you refuse to think and act as they do?
Enough. Enough.
Your primitive mind is full of garbage.
If our crops have problems, we will come and take your lands so that we can plant more, of course. You cannot hope to stop us. If thousands of pests suddenly all decided to attack our fields at once, I'm sure an alchemical solution could be obtained which would drive them off and let our food grow in peace.
Peace. We want peace. Your way of life is full of strife and misery, hardship and loss. You tribal peoples are always fighting each other for God knows what reasons.
That's not to say we don't have our fair share of conflict, but for us, it is civilized and honorable. Not like what your barbarians do, running around yelling and chanting, bodies covered in mud.
I have not lived the life you do, but if I had to guess, I would say your peace comes from the freedoms your people have lost. Your lives are based on control. Control of the land, control of the food, control of the animals, control of each other. It's not only in what you say, it's written all over your bodies too. Whatever you may think, one day people will hunger for the freedoms they have lost, and learn where they have gone.
Ha 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 ha. You think we will hunger to live naked in the forest with the animals? You think we will hunger to give up our homes for mud walls, and sticks draped in animal skin? I think not.
Perhaps she's been having too many of those god-awful wild mushrooms.
We should never have bothered coming to speak with this animal. Let's go.
Indeed. We'll see who's still here when all your precious wilderness has been replaced with proper cities, roads, and farmsteads.
Over our dead bodies.